This is new. The sun is out. The parking garage has been cleared. The cars are no longer underwater. They also no longer start. But visually, we're making progress. The rain has paused, but the canal at the outskirts of town has been at full capacity for days. One side of that canal wall is cracking and starting to bow outward. It's extremely close to collapsing, and directly behind it sits the old church. On the bright side, at least we'll have good lighting if it happens.
Well, hello everybody. Thank you ever so much for joining me back on the channel. It's me, it's TFG March, and we are back with another episode of DrainSim. We managed to get the parking or the car park dealt with yesterday or Friday. I'm recording this on Saturday, so obviously this won't come out until Monday, and I do hope you've all had a very good weekend. Onwards and upwards to the Church Canal breach. At 10 a.m, canal about to collapse. You have 10 minutes to prevent the flooding. Recommended barriers, exclamation mark, pumps, vacuum, rake, shovel and squeegee. So we've got our squeegee. We're going to take all 4 of our barriers. I do have $1,629. I am saving up for a pump Mark IV, which is 2.3. So we've got a little way to go yet before we can get one of those. But we do have everything else that we need. I think we are good to go. Let's get it. All right, and here we are. So having a look at this, yeah, this looks like this is where the majority of the water is coming from. And so we're just going to have to get going. So we've only got 10 minutes to sort all this out. I'm going to take a Jenny, and I'm also going to take my shovel, and I want a pipe as well. Let's grab that as well. Sorry, not a pipe, a pump. I want a pump. I want 2 pumps. And I also want my power cords, which are there. Perfect. Okay. So let's get our light off and let's have a look at the situation at hand. Okay, so here's obviously the crack in the wall. The water is probably going to be quite forceful when it explodes. This hill probably isn't going to do much to assist the situation. What I want to do is dig along here. This will be kind of a key point here because it flattens out over there. So I want to dig along here. So let's get that started. And I just want to kind of dig all this area out. Okay, so as you can see, we've dug this trench kind of all this way. And what I want to do is kind of direct the water down this way as best I can. We'll worry more about kind of what we do with it all once the dam explodes. But I kind of want to get the channels kind of started first so that there's... So I know it's been sorted. However, whether or not this is deep enough to deal with the outflow when this thing explodes, I don't know, to be honest with you. However, only time will tell. I just want to kind of make it deep enough so that the water has a chance to kind of get down the channel as best it can. That's the key point for me, is can I do enough, or can I make enough of a depth in this mud to get this channel to do what I want it to do. It gets deeper the further you go, so like there's a drop here which could be very useful. So I'm hoping that solves at least some of the issue. What I want to do is put a Jenny. Yeah, I'm going to put Jenny here. Put it there. The actual pump, I'm hoping we can put that... see, we can't put that in there, can we? No, we can't. That's annoying. Okay, so we'll have to put it in there instead. Let's just grab that. We don't need that bit. And let's try and put... Let's try and put this all the way along. Okay, we'll plug this in. And then we'll use our cord. Hopefully it stretches. Yes, it does. Turn that on. And we've only got 4 minutes left, so this is not, this is not ideal really. But hopefully that is going to kind of do what we want it to do, he says. I might dig this out as well, actually. I am concerned, however, that we haven't really made much of an inroad into there, or into this section here. So, do you know what I might do, actually? I might destroy that, right? Just pick that up, pick this up, and I might just dig in here as well. Okay, I'm hopeful that I've done enough there. We will find out. I'm not overly confident, I'll be honest. I guess it is now just a waiting game. But yeah, there's not enough kind of standing water for me to put any barriers up. So I am just thinking we just get rid of the barriers for now. And we just see if, like, the trench that we've created is going to be enough of a... Well, yeah, it's going to be enough of a trench to... Actually, you know what? I might just pick all that up. Pick all that up. Find my shovel, because I left that there. And we'll just let it explode, and we'll see what happens. I think this is going to come out of here at a rate of knots, but we'll see. Here we go. Yeah, I thought that was precisely what was going to happen. Okay, never mind then. I mean, actually, a lot of it did kind of what I wanted it to do. It kind of started to go down this trench, and we just need to keep digging, basically. Okay, that can all kind of make its way down there. Okay, let's have a look at the actual damage that's been created. Okay, so yeah, obviously there's all of this, which is not great. That's going to flood the whole church. Yeah, we didn't really do enough kind of... There's not enough kind of ground here to dig out to deal with the amount of water that came out. Even kind of this part here wasn't deep enough to deal with it all. Here is fine. This has been stopped, which is good. So it is literally just here where the problem kind of starts, to be honest. So along here is where we need to be focusing our attention. So let's get this up. Let's get a pump up. We'll put the pump somewhere over here. Doesn't really matter where. And we're going to put the barrier here or along here. Okay, that's obviously not going to stretch the whole way, but that's okay, because what we can do is we can put another pump here, drop that, and then we can put another barricade kind of next to it, if that makes sense. So I'd say about here. I'm really hoping this is going to be close enough. There we go, that'll do. And we'll attach that hose in there. Let's grab our power cords. Oh God, come on. Okay, and with any luck, this should stop this from, certainly the majority of it, from draining down towards the church. That's the idea behind this. And then if we need a third barrier, we've got one in the truck. So, and obviously we've got other pumps as well. And once these are fully inflated, these pipes disappear. So you kind of then know what you're working with, really. See, that's not really made much of a difference, has it? I wonder if we can... Hang on a second. Let's see if we can dig. Okay, so that's one of them done. But the water's still rushing down there. The other one's still inflating. That one's now done. Which hasn't kind of stopped that water at all, really, has it? So I think what we should do is try and dig here. And bring this over to the... Bring this over to the trench that we've already created. Right, just so that water can kind of drop into there a little bit. That might stop the flow that we need, or that we have. I think I'm going to need to get another barrier. I think that's the plan here. Let me grab... Actually, no, I didn't need another pump, but I've got it now, so it's fine. Right, let's grab the other two. Right, let's put one across here. Like so. And we'll attach this to a hose. Like there. And then what we can do is we can put then this one. We can kind of put this one next to it, or in front of it, really. Like there. Like that. And then put this one in there. Done. Done. Right. With any luck, that will stop the flow from getting down here. We'll just have to see how we get on with this. Okay, that's not really worked. It's still kind of making its way down there. The only other option I can think of would be to dig a trench under here. To be honest with you, I don't think it really kind of mattered what we did at the start in that initial 10 minutes. I think whatever we did, this area was going to get flooded. So yeah, it was just kind of, you know, you have to kind of wait and see where the water goes, don't you? And to be honest, I kind of expected it to come out with a fair amount of force, and it did. And yeah, that's why I'm saying kind of, I don't think it really matters how we kind of approach this. We were always going to end up with that flooding. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Right, okay, that's again not really made much of a difference. I can't dig any further. That's a real shame. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all this, to be honest. Although most of it is kind of so I wonder if what we can do is we can put this pump in here. We can send this how far can we... No, we can't do that, can we? Okay, that's not going to reach. Okay, so let's put it... Actually, do you know what? Let's grab this one. Put it in there. This isn't really moving anywhere, so we can put that there. That's fine. Let's grab our cable. Pop it in there. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Right. Turn that on. Turn that on. Just wondering if we should maybe dig a little bit more out here. Okay, now with the other one that's here, I want to put this kind of here, and I want to send it, if I can, into... Will that go that far? It's really tricky because you can't... There's no real place for it to kind of... Oh, that's not going to stretch that far, is it? Okay. Let's pick it up again. Let's drop that. Pick it up. Right. Unless we put it kind of here and drop it over the... over here, like this. I'm not sure how I'm going to get back now. Okay. And then put Jenny... I haven't got another Jenny. Yeah, this isn't working very well. This isn't really going anywhere. This is just kind of sitting there, and it's kind of all dropping off here. So I wonder if... This is probably going to be a really bad idea, guys, but we're going to try it anyway. Okay, I can't dig there. Can I not go this way? Yeah, I can. This is probably going to make it worse, actually. Yeah, this is making it worse. I'm stupid for doing that. Right, okay, never mind. Let's put this pump in here. Actually, you know what? Let's put this... Yeah, let's put this pump in here. Let's get this kind of stretched as far as we can. Let's get it sent over there, actually. And let's put a cord in here. Oh, I've taken the other one out now. Never mind. Right, let's put that on. Let's put that on. Put that on. There we go. I do wish I had more barriers, I'll be honest. The only other thing I can think of doing is deflating all these and redoing them all. And maybe putting them along there somewhere. But of course I've dug out all this area. So all this water is... Yeah, it's all flowing this way. Which isn't really what we we want it to kind of go this way if we can. So here is basically the problem. This is the problem area, and of course I've dug this big old trench here, which isn't handy at all. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to just pack everything away, and I'm going to start again. I'm just going to fill all these up, or deflate them all. All that hard work undone, I know, but, you know, sometimes you've just got to kind of suck it up. Right, let's pick that up. These will all deflate. It's fine. It's just one of those things. Let's pick that up. Let's pick that one up. Let's pick that one up. And let's pick that one up. Right, okay, so let's have a look and see. Yeah, I think over here is going to be where the first one needs to go. So let's put a pump. Yeah, let's put a pump here. Doesn't matter where that goes. And we'll just put our first one, and we'll put it across here like this. Okay, like that. That can all go in there. That pump can go there. Cable, that can go there, and that can go on. And hopefully that deals with... see, there we go. There it is. Now, is the water going to be able to find a different way of getting there? That is the next question. I don't think it will. I think we've literally, just with one barrier, done enough. Yeah, and this thing's obviously now starting to struggle because it's... Okay, well, to be honest with you, I think we've done enough there. So I'm happy with that. That'll do. Superb. Obviously, this is going to continue to run on down into the church. You know, that's one of those things, I'm afraid. So let's see if we can deal with getting all this stuff dealt with. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to throw this pipe into here. I'm going to get a cable. I'm going to get this cable, pop it on there, and do that. This cable, right, turn that on. Right, let's start again. That cable on there, and do that. There we go. What I might do as well is put another one in there, just like that. Right. Throw that in there for the time being. Hopefully this works. Put that in there, put that in there, turn that on. Right, that has stopped the flow of water. Excellent. So we've managed to get that sorted. This pump here is dealing with all of this, so that's fine. It's spreading out into here now. There's too much of it. Okay, look, I'll tell you what then. Let's let's take that one out. Leave that there for the time being. Let's grab our other pump that we've got. We'll pop that there. I want to see if we can get this to stretch. No, it won't stretch that far, will it? Could we dig out more of this area, perhaps? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can dig out more of this area. Because that's not really wide enough, is it? That's not really kind of doing anything. Okay, so I've dug a little bit more out and I've moved the pump. The pipe's still going over the other side of the wall into the canal, which is fine. But hopefully now this pump will then suck all this water that's coming through this area into there. That's the idea. I think at the moment the rest of it is going to have to... Oh, see, there's all this as well to kind of deal with. I can't put it back into the canal because the canal... Actually, no, the canal shouldn't overflow, theoretically. I could just put it all back into the canal, right? I mean, that would be the most logical option. So, can we put another... Let's see if we can get another pump. Which we do. We have one here, which isn't really doing anything at the minute. Let's see if we can grab this pump and put it here. Okay. Obviously put it right in the depth here so that it has the most efficacy. Throw that in there like that. Grab our other Jenny. Put it here. Grab our cable. Put it down there. Turn it on. Turn it on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's doing all of that. I wonder if I put this here, whether or not that's going to... Put that there. I wonder if this is going to stretch into here. Yeah, it will, you know. That's great. Okay, cool. So what I can do now then is I can now plug this in. Plug that in there. And turn that on as well. And that'll just help this one deal with... Yeah, so that one is now feeding this one, which is feeding the canal. So that's good. Respect of this one over here. Okay, so that's the canal breach done. Okay, perfect. So what we can do now is we can turn all these off because we don't need them on anymore. That's solved that issue. Excellent. Right, let's turn that off. Okay, cool. Let's grab this. And we're going to take this over to the church. Obviously, the church, yeah, we kind of, that's a bit of a shame. As I say, I doubt whatever we did, it was going to make any difference whatsoever. I want to focus on the church entrance first. That's key. I want to try and get this. Where are we going to dump all this? That's the question. Let me just pick this up again. Hang on. Right, let's have a look. Where are we going to put all this? So we've got the lawn. Got the parking. Can we maybe send it all to the back and out here? That's a bit of a reach, isn't it? And obviously once it's going up the hill, it'll just, some of it will get caught, but a lot of it will just kind of flood back down again, so that's not really ideal. I guess we could flood the street, but yeah, again, same thing. As soon as it kind of works its way up the hill, it's going to come all the way back down again. Plus, we've still got the inside to do as well. We've got all this. Ah, dear. Shocking. Right, okay. So, I think then what we should do is try and get it outside as best we can. But ideally, what I want to do is put it back in the canal. I don't want to keep... Yeah, I don't want to keep sort of flooding the same area over and over again, because we won't fix the problem. So, here's my plan. If this works, it'll be a miracle. Right. So. There's drains. Are there drains? There are drains. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Right, okay. Note to self, check your map. Right, let's go and get our rake, because now I know that we've got drains. What I can do is I can unclog those, like this one. Like that. And then any of the water inside can just be fed out into these drains. That's the idea. Right, okay, so let's check our map. So we've done, I think there's one more here. Yeah, there is. Excellent. So this should deal with the majority of the issue, I think. So we know there's this one here. Looks like there's another one here. Yeah, there is. Yeah, look at all this. Perfect. So we've got that one, that one. There's one at the church entrance. Somewhere. Here. There's another one here on the lawn. Excellent. We've got the two at the parking. That's okay. They're both done. So yeah, the drain should deal with the majority of the issue outside. It is literally just inside to worry about. So we have the nave, the back rooms. Is there a way through here? Yes, there is. Nave, back rooms, and then obviously the this little sort of entrance hall here. Okay, so what we can do then, although it looks like this is all kind of coming out anyway. So I'm guessing the drains will do the majority of the heavy lifting here. Okay, so the back rooms are done. Excellent. Unfortunately, we did have the street, which took a bit of a hit because we were trying to use the pumps. It's very difficult sometimes with this to try and work out what you should be using and where. Yeah, obviously I've tried to use the pumps and it's not worked. So I've just gone round with the vac, and actually that's solved the issue, which I probably should have done from the start. So the only thing left now is the street and the nave to sort out. The street itself is still a bit, yeah, let's see, all this is now flooded a little bit, but that should drain away with any luck. Let me just use my rake to keep these clear. And we need to use, so the back rooms are done, the nave needs doing. As long as we get the majority of it done, it's fine. Like, it's not expecting it to be totally dry everywhere. So yeah, as long as we get the majority of it done, it's no sweat. So yeah, just dump it in the canal. Perfect. There we go, that's the nave done. Excellent. Now we've just got to do the street, basically. Wonder if we can use our... No, I think this will have to be a water vac moment. And there we have it, guys. $1,700. Great job. Church is clear. Thank you ever so much indeed. All right, guys. So that was the church. Wow, that yeah, that took a little bit of time. Obviously, there were lots of moving parts at the start, and to be honest, as I say, I don't think no matter what we did, it wasn't. Yeah, there was no difference that we could make, to be honest with you. It's only once the water was out we would have been able to see kind of where we were and what we needed to do with it in order to direct it away from the church. But yeah, that was a pretty cool mission. Yeah, I want to thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to like and subscribe, just ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And we are now up to 30 subscribers, guys. So I do want to thank you ever so much indeed for all the love and support I get. Yeah, I really, really do appreciate it. I will see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.